Okay, so here's the question from earlier on. We've got basically a rod, okay, and we're told that our rod is uniform. So we know that it has its mass in the center. So we've got a rod, but they don't tell us how long it is. So if it's got no length and we're going to split it, it's just in a ratio. So let's call this half A and this half A, okay? And like we saw before, basically this will not be cancelled out anyway. Right, so first thing, I want to find T, because T is neither vertical or horizontal. So I'm going to take moments around A, okay? So if I take moments around A, then I've got T, which is 2A away from my pivot. And then I've got my 80 newtons, which is A times cos of 30 away from my pivot. Okay, so now, as we said before, I've got an equation with A's on both sides. I don't know what A is, but it's just a ratio, so I'll take A out, divide by the common factor. Right, so now I want to make T the subject. All I've got to do is 80 cos 30 and divide that by 2, and that gives me 20 root 3, which is about 34.6. Okay, and that's going to be newtons because it's a force. Right, so we found T. So let's cross T out. Okay, now we can start going vertically and horizontally. So if I go horizontally, I've got my frictional force, and that's going in this direction. And the only other horizontal force I've got is my T. So remember, this is to the horizontal. So I know that this is 30, and I want to do this angle. So that means that I've got T sine 30. Right, so now that means that F is equal to 20 root 3 times a half, and that gives me 10 root 3, or about 17.3 newtons, and that's my frictional force. Right, okay, now we're going to go vertically. So I've got my T, okay, now this time it's T cos 30, and I've got R going in the vertical direction. So there's my R, and my T, which is going to be at an angle of 30. So T cos 30 plus R, and that is equal to 80 newtons, which is the gravitational force coming directly down. Okay, so now again, I'm going to rearrange that. I've got R is equal to 80 minus T, which we said was 20 root 3, and I'm going to multiply that by cos 30, which is root 3 over 2, and I get 50 newtons. So that's R taken care of. Now all I'm left with is F. Oh no, I've got F. Yep, sorry. Now all I have to do is work out mu. Okay, now I know it says to me find the least possible value of mu. Right. So in order for our rod not to slip, that means that frictional force has to be less than or equal to mu r, and that's the thing that holds it in place. Remember, if it exceeds that, it's moving. So F, we worked out, was 10 root 3, and that's less than or equal to mu times r, which was 50. So that means that mu is greater or equal to 10 root 3 over 50. So that means that the minimum value for this is 0.35. And that's it. And that's our mu taken care of.